Hello from Annapolis. I'm Senator J.B. Jennings, bringing you your weekly Annapolis update for Friday, February 20th. With only 53 days left, we've had 821 Senate bills introduced, along with 1,159 bills introduced in the House. This week's session started with a snowfall that blanketed the entire state. 23 of our 24 school jurisdictions closed. Many of our state agencies and offices were also closed. However, the Maryland General Assembly was still able to convene, and the Senate still held all of its bill hearings. One bill that I'd like to highlight that the Senate unanimously passed this week was Senate Bill 80, which designates March 30th as Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans Day. Unlike our military members who are returning home from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan to a hero's welcome, our Vietnam veterans were never thanked for their service in the Southeast Asian conflict when they came home. This bill formally will recognize them for their service and sacrifice and say thank you. I personally would like to take a moment to thank each and every one of our Vietnam veterans and say thank you and welcome home. On Tuesday, Governor Hogan made his last appointment to his cabinet. This is the 24th appointment, and he has selected William Pelosi as Superintendent of the Maryland State Police. Today, Governor Hogan's appointment secretary, Jim Fielder, submitted the governor's green bag appointments. These appointments are to fill all the vacancies on the state boards and commissions. A total of 331 names were submitted. The green bag is actually a historical appointment process that dates back several hundred years, where they actually use a green bag to bring the appointments in, and the tradition still carries till today. This week, Governor Hogan also introduced his legislation to offer tax relief for small businesses. This bill will eliminate the personal property income tax for businesses that have less than 10,000 personal property. This bill will affect more than 70,000, or actually one half of all Maryland businesses in this state. This legislation will help these businesses and will help improve our economic climate in this state. A piece of legislation that passed out of the Senate that also made news this week was a bill that will increase the state speed limit to 70 miles an hour. Now, for clarification, this legislation does not increase the speed limit on every interstate. Before any speed limit is increased, the State Highway Administration will need to review and evaluate each interstate to make a decision whether or not it would be increased. Highly congested routes such as 695 would not be considered. Instead, they're going to be looking at interstates like 68 and out in western Maryland. Again, I'm Senator J.B. Jennings. I thank you for your time. Until next week, I wish you all the best.